a special postseason BB21 show with one of your favorites, Ovi. We have so much to get to on this show, but first just let me let you guys know, because this is really, really important. I keep hiding giveaways in the intro and the outro, and only few people are finding them. Shout out Wisp of Isis. If you guys missed any of our previous shows, they're over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB21. You can see where you're placing in the trash draft, get live feed updates, click the spoiler graphics, see the past shows with other house guests. It's all over there. And of course, we are doing daily shows, updating the feeds live every single afternoon into the evening. So check out our daily Big Brother shows. These recap shows are more over on our website. And just for the people asking, you can replace that BB21 with BB any season you want. So /BB 19, 18, 17, 16. We've been covering Big Brother since season 12. So you can see all of the interviews with every single house guest and more for any season over on our website, or the content for all the reality TV shows we cover there. Amazing Race, Survivor, Housewives, it's all over there. Anyway, if you guys don't have the feeds, you can get them from us at yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds, or if you'd like to be an updater, watch the feeds for free, win prizes, be promoted, yourrealityrecaps.com/updaters. Now, we are doing this show on YouNow, and you 100% should follow us on YouNow, because we are live on YouNow every single day talking reality TV. It's where the Big Brother shows will be with the house guests at the end of the season. And this special one with Ovi, but we are live on YouNow every single day, still talking reality TV. However, specifically, our Big Brother shows this season are on TV Co. So make sure you are following us over on TV Co. Download the app, or before I go live on TV Co, I tweet out the link where you can watch in a browser window. You just can't chat in the browser window. They've just updated their app. It is all new. You can do landscape mode and chat. So make sure you are following us on TV Co for all of our official Big Brother shows. That is where they are when they are live. Every single day is over on TV Co. Then I post them on iTunes and YouTube and the website. And speaking of, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the bell, leave a comment below. It really helps support our shows. iTunes, 5-star rating, and a nice review. That is super helpful. Sharing on social media, it really does a lot. Liking, telling your friends about the shows, just putting them on social media networks where maybe people aren't seeing them a lot is so helpful. Your guys' word of mouth. And lastly, becoming a patron, yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows, the after shows with the house guests, like the one we're doing with Ovi right after this show. John's cooking shows are over there. He's always giving out a week of meal kits every single week over there. So much in the patron group. It's a great way to support us. You could do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal if you want, or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You don't pay any more. It really helps support our shows. You can just click on the Amazon ad in the sidebar of our website if that helps make it easier. Any of the ads you click on our website is great. So is commenting on our website. And again, just sharing our content on social media whenever you see it, and commenting where you see our shows is so incredibly helpful. So thank you. We love you. With our first official show of the season, or you know what I mean, house guest, our first official house guest show of the season, it's Ovi.
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Eric.
Thanks for being here. Was that good stalling on my end?
It was great stalling. You did amazing.
Isn't that aren't I so great at being able to host while texting the things down?
You're keeping it going.
We just keep it going.
You're incredible at it. I gotta apologize to everyone watching right now. We've been working on the webcam, so why it's zooming on my Facebook. This is probably the angle y'all are gonna get, so I apologize about that.
It's beautiful. Oh, people love your face.
Oh, well, thank you.
Your face was one of the things that brought us joy at the beginning of this season, Ovi. We all loved seeing it. Now, I want to let people know, speaking of your face, Ovi is gonna give his autograph to the #1 fan on this show, so he'll put his signature right across his face. So make sure that you guys go ahead, spread the word, let everyone know that we're live, square, megaphone, up arrow, do all that, and become a fan here now while you are here, so that you are alerted every time we go live, which again is every day here. And start putting your questions in the chat room, start tweeting me them, because this show is for all of you guys to find out what you want to ask Ovi. Now, my first question for you, well, the questions start rolling in, not to put you on the spot or anything, but I heard you do so many wonderful shout outs to Taryn and Rob while you were in the house, and that kind of hurt my heart.
Eric, I am sorry. I was a fan before everything else, but I didn't really know reality recaps very much. I didn't know the person behind it. I was on the podcast now and then. And love y'all both. Love rap community. I love Taryn and all of them. I got to see on the YouTube. They were the first people, but I have incredibly enjoyed looking at your whole recaps of this season, and I'm a big fan now.
Well, I am so glad. And of course, if you guys, Rob and Taryn and Brent, Melissa, they are all amazing. I'm sure everybody that's watching right now knows them, so I don't need to, convince people to watch them. But yes, check them out if you guys are watching this in the future, wherever you're watching it from, and are not watching them. They're much more intelligent than I am.
If there's any chance that I'm on anything else down the line, who knows, Eric, I'll make sure the first shout out I give is you.
And I would like it daily at 10:10 p.m. like Rachel used to do for Brennan.
Okay.
Okay. That is what we want. Okay. So let's just jump right into this season, and how excited were you to get to be on Big Brother? I mean, this was a dream of yours for a really long time, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's something that I've always wanted to do. And it was surreal actually finding out, hey, you're going to be on the show that you've dreamed about competing on, playing on, and watching all the greats play on it. Because literally a year ago from this point, I was on my couch watching Big Brother 20 and seeing all these fans and, critiquing what they're doing. Like, how could you do that? All that. And so finding out that I could be on the show was just like, whoa, dreams do come true.
They do. And I mean, one of the things that I loved is the the actual relationship of you and your girlfriend. I loved when she tweeted out right at the beginning of the season that you had scheduled emails to be sent to her. I was like, oh, is he not adorable? Oh, you are the best boyfriend too.
She's amazing. It's easy to be a good boyfriend when you have an incredible girlfriend. So.
It is.
Yeah.
So what was it like, for her watching you? Like when you got out of the house and you got back to, got reunited with her, I'm sure you've been in a whirlwind of stuff, but has she kind of told you a little bit about, how the season is being perceived or how you were being perceived? Have you guys discussed that yet? Or obviously you have.
Yeah, most definitely. Actually, when I came out, there's a little period where you don't get your phone back and whatnot. But she was the second call after my mom. I called my parents first and told them, I love them and thanks for the support and sorry that I couldn't make it farther. And then she was the next call, and there was definitely tears in that phone conversation. And It was tough for me because in my head when I came out, I felt like I failed in a lot of aspects because I'm a fan on there. I wanted to be that person to make it all the way, and I went out where I did. And to me, I was like, I was disappointed in myself in that, and I was sad that I let them down. But she was the first person. She was like, "You did not let us down. We love you. We're so proud." And then she kind of went down talking about really what happened behind a lot of closed doors and things that other people couldn't see. And so it was really shocking and really unfortunate. And I know we'll dig into that down the line. But it was tough for her, I think, seeing people say things about me that aren't true and people targeting me for maybe something I didn't even do.
Right. Well, I mean, like, let's get into it right now. Let's get into what I think is the biggest topic, the question we are getting the absolute most, which, I mean, some people will call it controversial. I don't know if you even really are going to want to speak about it. I'm going to take it from Yanisa, and she wants to know, Ovi, can we have your cookie recipe?
Well, Anissa, I would love to drop the cookie recipe. However, right now it's currently in the top vault and it's pure secret. However, in the near future, we might be dropping it down the line. I'm a big person about trying to help out with charities, nonprofits, so we might have some sort of collaboration down the line with the cookie recipe and helping out a local nonprofit with there. So if you guys want to get the recipe, you should keep watching reality recaps because Eric will get the first news about that.
Well, all right.
That's my give it to you after I gave the shout out to everybody else. So if I get the release of the recipe will go to you first, Eric, and then you can tell everybody else.
Okay, but do I get a cookie? I mean, will I get to eat an Ovi cookie is what I want to know.
If you want to come down to Rocky Top down in East Tennessee, I will make you as many cookies as you want, Eric.
I mean, I try and make it like a life thing that I don't go past a certain point of the South or I'm afraid for my life. So, I don't know. But if I'm going to you and it involves cookies, I might.
We can make sure you can find it. I think you will find it in Knoxville, Tennessee. There are some people, especially maybe on the show, that aren't as inviting from Knoxville, Tennessee. But I think you'll find a large majority of people are very inviting here.
Yeah, I know. Don't kill me. Everyone knows. I spent all of my summers in my life in Texas. Of course, I love this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Annie0615 wants to know, how long were you trying out to be on Big Brother? Like, is this something that you tried out for a whole bunch of years? Or is this like the beginning of you trying out to be on the show?
Yeah, actually, it's I'll talk a little bit about that right now. This was my first time actually auditioning and sending the whole application out to Big Brother. However, I didn't really just send it out there. I really planned very heavily how my audition tape was going to be and how I wanted to work with it. I looked on all the line, especially the Reddit and every single thing about what other people had advice. And so my buddy and I worked on our video for 3 months.
Oh, God.
And we tried to curate a whole video, break it down into 3 minutes. I'll talk about that process when I'm a little more allowed to talk about that process.
2 years.
And then, yes. But I sent that out there. And so I was really fortunate. But there was a lot of, I know a lot of people who have applied year after year after year after year. And I was really fortunate to be able to apply the first time and get through. But I think there is a way you can kind of crack the code a little bit. And down the line, I'd love to talk to people about how to crack that code.
Please don't
Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. I think that's a big thing.
Just as long as you're not going to say it involves a book that tells you to eat a lot of sugar.
No.
Thank God. So over that advice. So over the eat a lot of sugar advice. But Natasha B in the chat room wants to know, Ovi, are you keeping up with the feeds?
I am keeping up with the updates. I'm not watching the feeds right now. I think I shouldn't say I know everything that's going on, but I have a lot of people who are always tagging me in what's going on, and so I try to keep up with it. But for my own mental health and sanity, I try not to watch the feeds too much.
Okay. So, all right, let's talk a little bit, because, I mean, obviously I was trying to, we do comedic recaps, but I know a lot of people do want to talk about, what a lot of social media really is saying is the tone of this season, that they feel like there is, that you were discriminated against, that Kemi, that the people of color in the house have been discriminated against by the other house guests. Now, people like Bella have come out and said, I'm okay with it. I didn't take it personally. And then that has opened the door to people being like, well, then are we supposed to forgive him if someone like Bella is saying no? To which I say, if you guys watch our daily live feed shows, no, you're allowed to be upset. Because the comments were not directed about, one person saying something specifically about another. It was one person about a race of people in many situations. But how do you feel about it? Like, I know that you're aware of everything that's being said, so what do you want to say on the topic?
Yeah, no, I'm really glad you brought that up, Eric. I will never tell somebody how they should feel about their own experiences. That's not what I'm going to do. So the way Bella feels, she's valid in her feelings. At the same time, though, I think a lot of things were said within the house behind closed doors, and I'll address that were not all right, that were rooted in prejudice, and things that we should not be talking about in 2019. However, this is a conversation we need to have, and though some like people say this is controversial topics are things that we need to have conversations about, or we won't be able to move forward. The things said about Kemi, said about David, those are not all right whatsoever, and I think some of those house guests in that house owe an apology. I think a big play of it was implicit biases. I think a lot of the actions taken within the Big Brother house were not rooted in just game moves or strategy. Right. However, they were rooted in implicit biases, and people made their decisions the moment that some people walked in the house. And so that's what I'm going to say about that. I don't think it's all right. I think there's going to be a larger conversation about it, but I think we need to call it out when we see it. And so I think Kemi and David have spoken about their piece on it, as well as I'll continue to talk a little more about it. And I do want to say one thing. I think a lot of people were, I don't want to say the word upset, but they were disappointed in the way we addressed some of the questions Julie gave us right after there. And so the thing I just want to say about that, right when you get evicted and out there, my mind is shell-shocked. I think David's and Kemi's, we're all kind of thinking about like still trying to figure out how should we move the balls in there. So at that moment, any questions asked to us, we're not really thinking in there. So I think in my side, I'll be very honest about it. I think I fumbled the bag a little bit on that one. I do wish I addressed it a little more so. It wasn't that we just had, we didn't have blinders on the house, but also at the same time, you don't ever want to think anybody's targeting you specifically because of things that you can't control. So in that moment, I did recalculate the game. However, after looking at it, more hindsight, seeing some of the words they've said behind closed doors and understanding how they've interacted with a lot of the other people, not just myself, but in Camp Comeback, I would definitely say a lot of the actions they took were rooted in implicit biases.
Yeah, and I mean, in like all due respect to Julie and the show, I mean, one of the things that I tweeted out in that moment was it did seem like she was trying to pull that out of you guys. It seemed like she was kind of going down the line. But honestly, I didn't feel it was your responsibility to defend or comment on something that at that point was happening behind your back. So, like, yes, you were aware of it and you had a feeling, but you didn't really know a lot of the specific things being said. So it seemed like, if I was in Julie's position, I would have said to you guys, there was blatant racism happening in the house towards you. And look, there are 3 of you sitting here right now. This seems, or what would you like to say? Do you think there is prejudice going on? Just to kind of like draw it out of you and almost try and get you guys to say it versus her to say it seemed weird to me as a viewer, and I think to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because also at the same time we're coming right off the end of that. I haven't watched any of the episodes, the live feeds, and the biggest thing you don't want to do is that maybe you might feel something, but you're worried that if you call something out and other people have a complete different view because they've been watching everything, and I don't want to ever accuse somebody of something that without having all the facts. So that's kind of why I was like, I'm going to take some time, look at everything, and then kind of make some more words about it down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think you are definitely going to get that chance on finale night. I have a feeling that these things are going to be addressed on finale night. So that's kind of like a second chance. But like, so let me ask you this now, because I agree with you. I think the conversation needs to happen. Whether I know there are people that won't watch this show this season because they said it feels so uncomfortable. Like, we just want to watch the show and laugh and not be talking about like race issues. And I was like, look, just because this is the first season, no one's being homophobic. I still have to stand by the other people because like, yay, we got one this season, but in a way it's worse in other areas. So we're gonna have to talk about it. But do you feel that there is an apology or there is something that you could hear from house guests, like Jack or Jackson or whoever has said what they have said? Do you feel that there are words that they could say to you that would make you feel like you would want to move on in some sort of a friendship with them?
Yeah. Here's the thing I'll say. I always say a lot of times, and this is no excuse for, but I think a lot of times prejudice, racism, things like that are rooted in ignorance rather than hatred. I think education is a big tool to help people out of that. But with that being said, I met many of these I knew these house kids for about 30 days. I have lifelong friends outside. I have a great family, a great network. It's no sweat off my shoulders if I'm not continuing a friendship with a lot of those people in that house, you know? And so they can say things to me down the line, but there's probably a lot of people I'm not going to be interacting very much within that house just because it doesn't do me anything in my life. And I have a great family, a great network behind here, but I do think they do owe Kemi and David an apology for a lot of the things they said.
Well, I think they owe you one too.
Yeah,
I think stuff was
for me. And I hope people can grow from this. I think David talked a little bit about this in some of his past interviews that he hopes that people can grow from these situations because that's all we want. We want to be able to look at somebody and say that they've grown from the situation. But at this moment, they don't have the chance to talk about it very much. And they have a lot of growing to do.
The scary thing about it to me, and also the part that maybe I'm a little hopeful about, like for example, Jack with Kemi and the water bottles. I'm like, he legitimately does not think he is being arrogant, misogynistic, talking down to her. Like, he literally doesn't get, I actually believe in that scenario, he just doesn't get what he's doing is wrong. I'm hoping with someone like Jack, he will come out of the house, watch these things play out, see what we're seeing, and hopefully be like, oh God, I was a horrible human being. How do I change my awful personality? It's my hope.
Yeah, I think, I think there's more hope for others than some. And I think the thing is, within the house, you have people who are pushing the agenda within their prejudice, and there are people who are bystanders as well too. And I've always said that you can't just be a bystander, you have to be an active bystander. Like, there's people within that house that I think are genuinely good people. However, they've sat back and watched people make personal moves based and try to justify it as game moves. And it's tough because you're playing a game in there, so some people don't want to make waves, right. But at the same time, it's unfortunate to see a lot of people who just didn't say anything about the behavior in there.
I know. It is very scary. I don't know how you guys deal with it, because on one end, you're playing a game. You're playing a game for money. So, Cliff is a good example of that. We saw Cliff early in the season. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. He did outright say, I don't like the way people like Ovi are being treated in this house and like Kemi. However, we're playing a game. I can't speak out against it because I want to win this game. I can't go against those people. I mean, then he went on to say the same things anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, I think there's some people in those situations that they're trying to win to play the game, because $500K is a lot of money, and especially for different people when you have a family, when you're trying to raise kids for there's different degrees of how important to that money. So I always say that I'm never going to leave the game bitter. I'm not upset at anybody. Mm-hmm. However, that was based in game moves. I'm not going to have any words to say to some of these people there, but the thing is, I don't have any issues against them for the game moves they made. It was just the personal attacks that they made and the way they interacted. Because here's the thing: if you need to be an asshole in the game and that will help your game go further, that's fine. All right, that'll help your game further. However, if you can keep your game going further and you don't need to be an asshole, then maybe you should just keep going forward without being an asshole. So it's like and some people are able to do that.
It seems easy. It seems like in life, just don't be an asshole.
Yeah, and it's tough. I think. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Well, I was gonna say, Heather H in the chat wants to know, did the undertones, the racist undertones, or the isolating of the campers, did that impact people in your life from watching, like your family or friends? Like, did it make it hard for them to watch the show?
Yeah, I think it was tough for a lot of my friends and family to watch it. I mean, I know it took a big toll on them because, parents, they feel everything their children are feeling, and they want to do something to step in there. And she was just watching on the outside. Not to say it didn't affect my dad too, but my mom and our bond is very close. And so I know coming out, she was happy when I was out because she just couldn't watch me get berated like that. But at the same time, my friends and family, they know I'm a strong guy in the sense that that doesn't affect me as much. I know I can take it. And I've always been on the end where I'm advocating for people who are getting this mistreatment a lot of times. So I'm not the story. I'm trying to help other people who are part of the story, you know? And so this time it was a different scenario.
All right. Nicole Q, one of our live feed updaters, which, by the way, at BB21 live feeds, if anybody watching this wants 24/7 live feed updates, they are updating 24/7, and they're amazing. Nicole Q is one of them, and she wants to know, what did you think finding out about the Tommy Christie / Kat Holly connections and them knowing each other before the season?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I was disappointed, honestly. You know, I'm a game purist in the sense that when 16 people go in the house, 16 people should not know one another. And additionally, if they do know another, it should be an incorporated twist and not some sort of aspect of just you may have missed a few checkmarks. I just don't think it's fair. I think because here's the thing, is that when you're going to house, you are clinging to one another for the smallest bonds that you might have, whether you're from the same area, maybe your grandfather's middle name's the same, you try to cling on something. So having somebody who had a connection like Tommy and Christy since 2012, if I'm correct, they have pictures there, that's a bond that will never ever be broken within that house, especially no one's going to make a bigger bond in 90 days there. So that's a final two instant connection right there. And then with Holly and Kat, right, having that connection just even somewhat a little bit, it gives everyone a little disadvantage, and it creates already blocks for an alliance to form, which I think people saw.
Sure. I mean, I think I can't speak for production at all, but I kind of think what I think they were hoping for was that because Christy broke up with Tommy's aunt, maybe there would be some resentment there, and he's gay, so gay people gonna be bitchy to their aunt's ex-girlfriend, and say, and then maybe they weren't expecting them to be so lovey-dovey. But look, okay, so now Ovi, people are saying, people thought that maybe you had a connection in the house too? Didn't people think that you and Bella knew each other? Was it?
Probably Jackson.
Jackson, with the same college, right? Why did I say Bella? Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was that, and I'll keep it very clear here. I have never had any prior connections with Jackson. I was fortunate to be student body president of my university. However, I was that for my senior year. So I knew a lot of people before then, but like when everyone kind of knew me at the university of my senior year. He graduated or left the school a year before me. He was very heavily involved in his fraternity, and at the same time, I was building up my fraternity. So there is some connections, but the university is 29,000 plus students, and it's a huge university. So I already have my network. I'm trying to do what I can. He was in his, so we never had there. And I was hoping to build on that Tennessee bond because it was tough because me coming out straight out of university, I am gung-ho about the volunteers. So I was hoping we could make a connection there. And I think in some shapes there might have been something there, but it got bulldozed real quick.
Yeah, I mean, God, I agree with you. I think it must be very frustrating to find out that people have a bond. I mean, granted, it is a little bit of a separated bond, like the Kat and the Holly one, whatever.
Yeah.
The Christy and the Tommy one, that is almost like a family bond. So, I mean, family bonds are hard to break. And you're right, we have not even seen them remotely attempt to go after each other. They have each other's backs completely in this game.
Well, and it's tough because, like, week one, I was bonding very close to Tommy. And so knowing that anything I was talking to Tommy about would go straight to Christy, and I never said anything bad from it. And that was a big part of mine. I thought in my head, game-wise, there's no reason they would want to target me first because they know that I'm trying to work with them. So from that sense, in my head at that point, I'm thinking that they wouldn't want to shoot at me. But they already have these bonds. They don't need a person vouching for them because they already have these bonds.
I just want to remind the chat room. I always find this funny. Just so that you guys know, because so many people, yes, we do have people collecting questions in the chat room, and keep them coming. They are all great. But the hashtag Why Our Live is for Twitter, everyone. It's if you tweet me the question on Twitter with hashtag YRLive, then I can pull it up. Everybody just puts their questions in the chat with YRLive. I can't pull them up if you put them there. Everyone. But it's fine. You can keep doing them there. I just thought sometimes you guys like to see the questions on the screen. It's fine. Lori J. Laws wants to know, Ovi, have you kept in touch with the other members of Camp Comeback? So are you in touch with Kemi, David, still? Now.
Yeah. Honestly, right now, we all haven't touched that much in base-wise because I think everybody's trying to get situated in their own life. So I know we're all going to be going to an event very soon at Hearts of Reality, a great charity event. And so we're going to probably talk a little bit more coming up to that one. But no, not too much right now. And plus all the distance-wise that we haven't really talked about meeting up as much. So there's been like small conversations. David and I, because he's only 2.5 hours. So we've kind of talked about like, hey, down the line we can figure something out. But I think everybody's been trying to spend time with their own families and everything, so yeah.
Sure, completely makes sense. And I will let everyone watching right now know, Kemi will be on Friday night at 8 p.m., and I believe David is going to be on Saturday. We're still trying to figure out exactly. So they will be on soon. Let me take a question. Well, actually, let me take a comment from TP for L Nat, who just wants you to know that the fan base adores you. Really, she's saying, are you aware how much the fan base adores you? So I will expand upon that to say, were you at all shocked to come out and find that you guys were on, the top of the Joker's list and the rankings, and like that you guys were so loved when you came out? Did that surprise you? Did the reaction from the fans surprise you?
Yeah, honestly, it really did surprise me a lot because, I've always been a fan of the show, but I didn't expect to get this much amount of love. And I'm beating my head over the, like with a bat, thinking that like I made mistakes within that house. People might have had some hype behind me. I probably let them down, and I'm going out, basically second. So I'm thinking in my head, why would anybody want to be a fan of me? I felt like people would be fans of Kemi because of like her personality was great. She was fiery in there, and she really told them, like, I felt like she gave viewers what they might want to see, like, actually stuck it up to this alliance of people. And I was thinking that, like, damn, these people are going to be like, oh, we just cooked cookies the whole game was even played, And then I felt like David didn't really get much of a chance to play the game, and so I was hoping that people would rally behind him. But I'm super grateful and amazing. I'm not going to use the word grateful. I'm going to try taking it out of my vocabulary. But super thankful with it instead of all the love and support because I did not expect that. But thank you so much for it.
I have a question from New Jersey girl who's just a horrible person. And because she's from New Jersey, and she wants to know, where do you get off thinking you're allowed to use all of the sugar when you make cookies?
This is what I'm going to say. That sugar took only 3/4 cup for the whole house. And that whole bag has around, I think, roughly around 8 cups of sugar, probably even more. So if you do the math in that, you're getting around, I'm only taking about 7% of the sugar to feed the whole house. So I don't know. Or eggs, only 2 eggs. It only took 2 eggs out of a 12 carton thing.
Sure.
To feed everybody.
I believe I believe my tweet at the time was, I bet they'd be, I think what they were really mad about is that you were using the white sugar.
Yeah.
I think that was my tweet at the time. But I'm going to take a tweet from Cheryl, who says, you got this from a ton of people. Oh, God. People are asking in the chat, too. Who do you want to see win the next HOH?
You know what? I would love to watch. I would love to see Nicole win the next HOH. Yeah. I think, and that's not me trying to be like, I think all the fans want, but I want to see what Nicole can do with it. I'm a big supporter of her. I was a friend of hers in the house, and I think outside the house we'll be really strong friends. But I want to give her the opportunity because I think she knows what's going on, and I really hope she will take a shot at it. I'm worried that Cliff might not want to take a shot at it right now, so I'm going to pass it to Nicole. It's just to get the power. Anybody outside that 6, inside that 6, I do not want them to get the power because they're going to take, unless this week still goes on it and the 6 kind of crumbles, and whether Jackson wants to take a shot at Christie or vice versa, that might be fun to see. But right now, I'd like Nicole to get the power.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because this is something we've been talking a lot about on our daily live feed update shows. Do you think Nicole has what it takes to make it to the end of this game? Like, yes, now that you guys are out of the house, I think the majority of fans feel like Nicole is our last hope. We love Nicole. Like, she's in there fighting for you guys. She was the only one out of these people that, you know, didn't say anything bad about you guys. So we're all like rooting for Nicole. But I just don't feel like Nicole has the ability to gather the people together that needed to be gathered to go against that group of people to make it to the end of the game. Do you think she had, like, do you think she has the ability to make it to the end of the game?
Yeah. So I'll say Nicole is a resilient person, and getting to know her, she is so incredible in the sense that she won't give up, and I think people saw that too. I mean, she had her down days, there's like 1, 2, but then she's like, all right, I need to pick myself up and stop feeling bad for myself, and I'm going to do the damn thing. So she has that fire in her. The only thing is, I don't know whether she needs to win a competition to get it. Yeah. So that's going to be, so the last competition, correct me if I'm wrong, was is endurance, correct? So it's endurance. We already had, right before, we had a kind of a trivia one. So more than likely, we're going to have some sort of maybe take somebody out or a randomized competition. So if there's a randomized competition, there's a chance she could win it for an HOH. But it's going to be tough. It's a very tough pass for her in the sense that you need some allies in there. Right. And I don't think anything she works with Kat, she's going to tell everybody else. I think Jessica, in the sense, doesn't really want to take a shot at anybody. No. And Cliff, I think he has her back, but at the same time, he's playing it in the safest way possible. So if he thinks that he needs to like not take a shot right, he's going to keep doing that. So that 6 of people, unless she can ingratiate herself in some of those members there, it's a tough pass.
Well, speaking of Cliff, AKA, as I call him, the person that ruined the whole entire season, and he's dead to me, Cliff. Sephi Traxis wants to know, what did you think when the Cliff Notes were exposed?
Oh, man.
Okay, go ahead.
So, when Nicole told me that, like, Christy overheard him, you know what? This is so bad. But at that point, my game is at a laughable stage. I'm in Camp Comeback. The people I thought I trusted got me out. I'm thinking, what else could happen? It's like a bad movie keeps going to happen. But I started laughing because, like, this is the way the whole plan gets found out, was Cliff talking too loud in the damn boat room. Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm laughing, but at the same time, I'm a little worried because for me, what's going to happen? They can't evict me again right now, you know? So, like, but right now, this puts a target on Nicole and Cliff. And I think it definitely played some sort of role about how people were feeling about, okay, well, and I think that actually, Jack already had some sort of ego and he wanted to use intimidation, but I think that made him take the next level because he's thinking that, wow, this Ovi kid is really going to try to go around, make alliances with other people. He's actually going to try playing Big Brother. Like, why is he doing that? You know? And I think that that was my fear too, that this would hurt Cliff and Nicole's game now. Because for me, I'm already out of the game. I can get back in the game, but
got you. No. And I will say thank you, Lady J. That was Lady J in the chat who wanted to know if you thought Nicole could go all the way. What did you think? Or actually, you know what? I'll take it from chat. I'll take it from BB Boston. Who are you rooting for right now in this game? Who do you want to win, and who do you think will win? Because I think those are two totally different things.
Yeah. Who do I want to win? Right now, as it stands, I would love to see Nicole Cliff pull it out. You know, I would love to see both of them there. You know, because here's the thing is, and I can only talk about my experiences and some of the things they've said, things out like within that house too, and they've been. Cliff was there for me at my lowest point within the game. You know, when no one wanted to talk to me, he was the one like want to play backgammon, and you know those moments that I had with him kept me sane in the house. Similar to Nicole, she was that person who held me down, and we talked about real life, and she's the only one of the few people who believe that I actually had a girlfriend outside of the house. Those two people, I would love for them to somehow figure it out and get to the end and win the damn game. If Nicole can win, she's a fan, she loves it. And I think she's only the sad thing about this season. And I mean, I'll be honest too. I think the fans feel like it's very hard. There's not many rootable people at this point. And no. I think that's a tough thing too. And I know these people personally, and after seeing everything that they said, it's tough for me to feel good about who's going to win that 6 people of that personal things they said about me. Right. Game wise, right now though, because I like to think I can separate game versus other things, and so who I think is going to win the game, I think a person who has a really strong chance right now is Tommy, because Christy right now is playing. She's playing a very erratic game, and some people have made comparisons to her and Vanessa. I think that's giving Christy a little too much credit. But
too much credit.
Yeah, I think Christy has ability to make people want to work with her no matter what. She told them that she has a power, and they're still not targeting. So here's the thing: is that Christy will always be a shield over Tommy. I think Christy and Tommy can go very far with they have, and then Tommy, everyone feels good about him. So I think Christy might not make it to the end. She might go, but Tommy has the strongest chance of winning this game, I think, at this point.
Oh, that would be interesting. Maximus mom.
I could be wrong. Though. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's my take on it, but I think he has his best chance of actually winning it.
Maximus mom wants to know, who are the 3 people you're voting for to send on the trip?
Here's the thing is, I have to keep up a little more within the trip, and unless any new facts have come out of it, I don't know if there's going to be any type of advantage within there. If it's going to be straight up whoever loses it is going to be going to be the third person on the block or have a disadvantage.
We don't know. All Julie said was pick 3 people to go on a trip, but be careful because one of them could have their games negatively impacted.
Exactly. So who knows what that could be mean, that they can't be on the lawn for 3 days. That could just mean, and then it could mean that somebody who wins, because I imagine whoever wins that will get some sort of power too, or has some sort of safety. That's what I'd be, or has ability to pick the third nominee.
So who are your 3?
But here's my 3. On the basis that it's a negative type of thing within the Impactor game. And it's tough. Here, I know I don't want to keep running, but it's tough for me because just as a fan of the game, I always hated having America interact within the house guests, because I do think it does muddy the thing. But if I had to pick it, we're going with probably Jack, Jackson, and Christy.
No, not Christy, Ovi. Tommy. No, it's Tommy, not Christy.
The reason why I think it would be for Christy is because I think them knowing that the reality that America voted him for that one, that would play such a thing on their heads and Christy panics very quickly. So she's going to make a strong move after, and she's going to go straight after Jack and Jackson because she knows she's potentially disliked by America. So I think that would make her go straight to them. I think Tommy would be very sad about it and then decide he doesn't need to make any moves. I think Christy, if she's put in that position, she would be like, I need to get these 2 out so America is going to love me a little more. That's just my thoughts, Ed.
Now, here is my thoughts on it.
Let me
They are all going to think that they're loved by America right off the bat because they just won a trip. So right away, we get to watch all those 3 probably have some nice segments about how much America loves them before they get the bad news and one of their spirits get crushed. So that whole journey downward spiral is going to be great for us all to watch, number 1. Number 2, we need Christy's crazy in the house, Ovi. The way she moves from room to room like a scared cat and creates paranoia and makes it insane for everybody. Why are we removing that? Then there's nothing left. Cliff already gave the other side of the house the game. They can just steamroll over now the Cliffs, the Sams, the Nicoles, and not do anything for the next 3 weeks. If we remove Christy from the game, where's our paranoia? There is none. You can hurt Tommy if it happens to Tommy, that's hurting Christy enough. And she'll be more crazy. Fun feeds is what I'm saying, Ovi.
I get what you're saying. And of course, I might be a little personally biased because the person who did get me out or who put it. But no, I think you make a strong point. At least we can agree that Jack and Jackson should be the other 2, correct?
Sure. Oh, 100%.
That we have that, and then the third one, we'll let America make its choice on that one.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed if the bus starts moving as they're stepping on it either. Lost in King Cruz wants to know, Ovi, if you were allowed to come back in as the Zingbot, what have you thought of any zings that you could give to the house guests?
That's a really good question. I want to answer that question. It's just I don't know what right now to
So,
spot. Let me think about that. Can I answer that at the end of the show?
Sure. If you have one for the end of the show, you 100% can. Or I will say, maybe you can tweet them out. And at the end of the show, when we tell everyone your social medias, they can follow you to hear your zings. But maybe if you think of a good one, then sure. Becca wants to know, well, actually, first, let me take a question from Sparkly Eye, who wants to know, is it weird that you have such an acute sense of smell that you can determine different urines?
Yeah, I didn't think I could add that to my LinkedIn, but now that's definitely going to get me a job in the future, that I can differentiate between Bobcat, Fox, and I forgot the third one. It's not very good. But however, it's really bad. I would not advise anybody to go smelling urine from these animals. But I can do it now.
Now, correct, Bella was in that competition with you?
She was, yeah. Bella, Kat, myself, and Nicole.
Right. I have a horrible, like, short-term memory. But I very much remember feeling this is unfair. Bella, living in New Jersey, smells all the time. So I'm just saying, I thought that was not fair production manipulation of giving Bella an advantage. But to Becca's point in the chat, she wants to know, do you wish that production had let you gift your power to a house guest upon eviction? And if so, who would you have given it to?
Yeah, no, that was actually something I asked beforehand too, because I think people saw, I wanted to figure out what I could do with the power, and then eventually I had to take a Hail Mary before I left the game, because, and again, I know the golden rule, never tell people about your powers. However, at that point, I saw the writing on the wall, I knew I was going home, and I had to throw a Hail Mary, so I just want to get that out, because that's why I said told about my power. But we could argue about who should I have told about the power instead, but if I could have gifted, it would have been awesome. I think it would have been a changing of the whole thing, and that gives an ability, knowing that I have a power, I can at least make an impact by handing that over to somebody. At that point, right when I'm leaving, it probably would have been Cliff or Nicole. And so I think at that moment, knowing that Cliff just battled his way back into the game, I would have given it to them. Besides, if I could give the power, I probably would have given it to anybody who came back from camp come back to give them the best chance, because I really want to see somebody from camp come back get through there. And so at that point, I knew Cliff just got blindsided, and I would have given it to him. If I could give it to now, I'd probably give it to Nicole.
Yeah, well, that would be great to give it to Nicole. That would be great. I'm just, because like Christie's is so hard because she can almost negate it in a sense. I just love that Jack's power was useless. Like, I love that Jack was so excited for his power. He's like, and I got a power. And what that power is, you have to pick pick POV players again.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Mimosa Queen. Now, on that point, Mimosa Queen says she feels the powers weren't really strong in the game, or that they were worthless. What is your thought on the powers in the game?
Here's the thing is, I think my power was definitely the most powerful. I would make that argument. And it's unfortunate that I never even really had much of a chance to use it. It would have been even more game-breaking if I could use it after the veto ceremony. But at the end of the day, I mean, the way I've always watched the game is that I want the game to be played as the game, and it sucks that certain people are within the house, but having these powers break the game is not something I've been a fan of. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather them be less powerful than more powerful in that sense, because then sometimes it could be on the we would be cheering if it was the other way around, if Cliff and Nicole and these people had the outsiders had, and then somebody used the power to take them away, and it was so strong, So I feel like my power was definitely pretty strong in the sense that you could take two people off there, but every power has to have a disadvantage, because I would not be safe if I used my power, so they could re-nom me. But it gives me the chance to play in a veto.
Right.
Jack's power was it would have been more powerful if he could choose somebody in the veto ceremony, and then I think or choose the players for the veto. That would have been a strong power.
That would have been a strong pair. Whatever. I think we all have conspiracy theories. I almost feel like based on who wins the power, maybe the severity of it gets ramped up or down. But that's my opinion. Susie A wants to know if you were still in the game this week and had one HOH, who would you have went after?
Jack and Tommy.
Okay, well, I was going to say to that point, had you gotten back in after the battle back, who would your two noms have been?
Yeah, Jack and Tommy or Jack and Christy. The reason why Jack and Tommy, and a lot of credit to David, we were talking about it too, and it was like around, I was starting to see the light down that tunnel, but it was especially, down when David and I started comparing more notes, we realized what really the power structure is. And of course, I had to play nice, work with people, and just take what I was getting. But in my head, after these conversations, I knew that if we want to change the game and do a power structure change, Jack needs to go home. And the only person that I felt that he'd be guaranteed to go home next to would be Tommy, because no one would vote Tommy out.
Right.
And so that was kind of my plan. I'd go in there and I'd do whatever I could to get him out, because even if I do, because my chances to even get to the end at that point, if I come back, are slim. And I want to make a strong move and make an impact. If I get a chance to be back in the game, I'm not going to let people be disappointed.
Right. Well, now speaking of getting back in the game, Kel ME2 wants to know, were you surprised that Cliff was the fourth camp comebacker, and how hard was that competition? Because, we were all floored. Like, you have to know that literally this was us watching that.
Yeah. Here's the thing is that I was surprised when Cliff was camp. I was expecting it to potentially be Nicole. I didn't really try to dive into too much information. I was just focused on getting back, and I figured that Cliff could take care of it and what we heard. But yeah, I was blindsided for sure. I'm not going to lie. That I was like, oh my God, like that's exactly what I expected. But no, I was very disappointed. I knew Cliff would be incredible at the competition. That was why I was really upset that he was going to be on, because we've had these conversations about what your best competition would be. His competition, he always talked about that he's amazing with his hands. He's worked on oil rigs, things like that his whole life. So any type of balance thing with his hands, he'd be great at. We talked about Survivor specifically, certain competitions with hands or the eggs where you move it through the fence within a Big Brother. He talked about that would be his best one, which I was surprised because he's big hands. But that competition was definitely, it was a tough one. I think disappointed to see that was a competition I had to battle in my life to get back in the house. I got one ball in, and I know I could have got more in there, but I was rushing it as much as I could, because by the time I got one in, Cliff got 4. So I think I could have ended up with 3 to 4 balls. But he killed that one. I think he did it faster than any of the game testers before, too. Cliff absolutely smoked that one. If Nicole was the one to be voted out, I think I had a better chance to get in there. But hats off to him.
Nurse Cheryl 5IR516 wants to know, have you been in contact at all with Cliff's family since you've been out of the house? Have you talked to anybody in Cliff's family?
I have, actually. I have. Shout out to Kelly. She reached out to me, as well as his brother too. Both incredible people, and his whole family, because Cliff and I talked about our family, so I felt like I already knew him coming out. So she reached out to him, and they gave me a lot of support and told me they appreciated my friendship with Cliff. And I think that after the house, I think there'll be a few Thanksgiving dinners where there'll be a little crossover.
Okay, I love it. Mazhali and Annie want to know, Ovi, will Hannah go with you to the finale? Will Hannah go with you on finale night? I guess to finale with you. We would love the house guests to see how happy you guys are together.
Yeah, Hannah is definitely traveling with me to LA for the finale. However, right now, I don't know if there's enough space for her there, so we will have to wait to hear back. But if you would love Hannah to be at the finale with me, I would just say, tweet at Big Brother and be like, make sure Ovi gets to bring Hannah. Like, we want to see Hannah. Like, we don't care about Ovi. We want to see Hannah out there, and there might be a change of mind there. So.
Well, you know how you can make that happen, right? You just tell them you want to put a ring on her. You just
You're putting me on the spot here, Eric.
You just tell them I'm looking to propose.
Looking to propose. If I was 500K richer, it might be a different conversation. So I want to be able to provide for, but right now, we're very happily together, and we do have plans for the future, but I don't think it's going to be finale. I'll just say that.
You are very young, and take my advice. Enjoy your life. You two together. You don't need to be married and $30,000 rings and $100,000. You can enjoy your time together without going bankrupt.
That's the plan for now.
That's just my advice. Well, one more question. Did you see all of the posts? Nat wants to know. Were you surprised seeing all the posts and how much everybody liked you two being together as a couple and liked your girlfriend on social media? So were you surprised to see how much she was loved as well?
To be honest, not at all. I mean, Hannah, there's a reason why I'm in love with her, and I'm not surprised that everybody else fell in love with her. Even when I was student body president, she was known as a first lady around campus. Like, we've been a couple for a good amount of time, and anybody who likes people like Hannah 2 times more. So I'm very happy that everyone was very supportive of her, because that was something I was worried about, that people would just try to come at my family or girlfriend. But the Big Brother community, hats off to y'all. You showed my family and my girlfriend so much support. I couldn't be more thankful about that. I don't care about the support you sent me. I mean, I'm thankful for it, but like sending it to them means a lot to me.
Right. I saw a lot of people in chat saying that they wanted to make sure that I told you that it was great watching you stand up for Nicole, that a lot of us liked you going up there and be like, standing up for Nicole and just being like, this is bullying, and I'm just letting you guys know the way that it looks. So I think you were definitely inspirational to people for taking that stand in the house, and they want to make sure you know that.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, Nicole's an incredible woman, and here's the thing: is that I think if people see that on the television screen and they're saying that is wrong and that shouldn't happen, and hats off to them, but they also need to be able to stand up to the people within their own communities, because these are real life issues that are happening not just in the show but outside of it too. So if you're a student right now, you see a kid in your classroom who's being bullied, go talk to them and talk to the other people. If you're seeing somebody in your neighborhood that same things to you, just go talk to them. I think that's really important that we call it out when we can.
Heather wants to know, how cool was it as a fan of Big Brother to see all of these past BB alums talking about you and being a fan of you, and who are some of them? I won't make you pick a favorite, but who is some of your favorite ones that have reached out to you?
Oh man, that's been absolutely incredible, because these have been my legends. I've watched them, and I'm not ever about somebody who puts somebody on like reality TV on a pedestal, because we're just people. I just want people to know that like I am just a person. These are people too. But after watching them, being fans of the game, and having them reach out to you like that, super awesome. And so Tyler C from this last season, he's reached out to me a good amount. I'm hoping we can, we might have a bromance in the mix, and so he's been a really cool guy who's talked to me, and I've been really appreciative of his support. A lot of I was fanboying over Dane messaging me the other day from Big Brother Canada 7, because I'm a big fan of the Canada seasons, and him reaching out to me meant so much, because he was a guy, he has a list like I do, and I was like, if he can do it, like he can be kind of an oddball, and I could be the oddball on there too. And so yeah, it's people like that.
Who did you say from Canada? It on my end it broke up. It didn't break for them. Who did you say was the Canada person?
Dane.
I love Dane, yes.
I love Dane too. Great. He's so awesome. I'm hoping that when we go down to Vegas, him and I can meet up and we can talk about it. But there's been so many other, like Josh from Big Brother 19 and some other past seasons too. Everybody's been super friendly to me, so I really appreciate it all. Especially you, Eric. Eric, and Taryn, you guys are homeboys.
That is right. So. And which one of us gets to be your best man at your wedding?
Well, there doesn't need to just be one of you guys. I can have both of y'all, right?
You could, but I don't go to straight weddings. No, I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding.
It'll be fun. Don't worry. It'll be a Bangladeshi/American wedding.
Look,
so it's pretty lit. So.
I already feel horrible that I've dug myself into this hole. Honestly, we were just having the technical difficulty at the start of that show getting the questions, and I don't know why that came into my mind. Because all I do is tell the people, Twitter very much likes to be like, it's you versus them. You're either on their side or Eric's. None of us, I don't think, are like that at all. So I don't even know why I said that even as a joke.
No, you're fine. People don't get it. No. Golden. I love both. Y'all are amazing. And here's a real quick thing, Eric. Like the things that you do for this, like the dedication that it takes to like put these live updates, to have these podcasts, it's not easy. And people don't realize that y'all are doing this because you love it, and people need to support that. So anybody watching this, please support these people. Please support Eric and Reality Recaps, because it's incredible what y'all doing. I've been a fan of it so long. So if you want to keep doing it, these are the people who make our community so strong. So
they do. I very much appreciate it. And I think that's why people love you too, because I saw a lot of your posts, like right when you got out of the house, you were talking about charity and giving food to food banks, and just, I think That speaks a lot to your character and why people love you. But people don't want to hear about me. They want to hear from you. And I want to take this question from Golden Hermit, who wants to know, are you as bummed as I am that we won't get to see all the house guests' live reaction to how beautiful Hannah is? So you're not going to get to see, are you upset that you couldn't win an HOH and they don't get to see it, I think is what she's asking.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great for them to see it, but to me, I mean, I'll be very honest in this not being because the matters of the house guests in there do not matter to me very much because I have incredible people in my life, and I only value opinions of people that I value. And so I'll keep it at that.
Diane Porter wants to know, why do you think that some of the house guests don't understand what 24/7 live feeds means?
I couldn't tell you. I was very careful. I didn't have to be careful what I said because I'm not a bigot. But you would know that you're on 24/7 cams. There's things you're gonna say, and people are gonna see them. The way you treat others is gonna be seen. And so you got to realize that you're playing the game here, but at the same time, it's a game for us, but it's a TV show for other people outside. So the way you're portrayed will affect you down the line. So some people who want to be these media influencers might have a little shock when they come out.
Yeah, of course they will. Patricia, too, I'm going to say, because we're almost at an hour, but I'm trying to get the majority of the questions here. I'm going to say we're going to do like 5 more. So I want to take this one from Patricia, who wants to know, why didn't you tell Cliff about your power? So was there any specific reason why you felt like Cliff shouldn't know about your power? And a lot of people ask that.
Yeah. I didn't think it would do it any good for him, and that's the honest thing right there. I didn't want anybody else to know. I didn't want them to think Cliff knew about it. I tried to make sure. And I was worried that if Cliff knew about the power, he would talk to somebody, and not for my game, but it would endanger his game. I thought it was better for him to not know about it because then he wouldn't be thinking. And people didn't think Cliff had the power at all either, from my understanding. And
right.
So, from when I knew that, if people were saying Cliff has the power, let's pin it on him, that's when I would try to tell Cliff we need to figure something out. Well, at that moment, I didn't feel like the need. I told him, though, right before I left, actually. Right, I hugged him when I was giving him my power tea. When I was, I told him, I'm sorry, Cliff, I had the power. I couldn't tell you. I wanted to keep you safe. I hope you forgive me. I told Nicole the same thing, too.
All right. Ella Bella 8019 wants to know, are you planning any meet and greets in Nashville yet?
I really haven't thought too much about that just because in my head, I don't know why anybody would want to meet me like that. But if there's enough people who do want to do that, I'd be more than happy to do some sort of thing. I'm from East Tennessee, so Knoxville is my place, but I go down to Nashville. I love doing it. So we could figure something out. It might be cool to do kind of like a volunteer type of thing at some sort of organization, and then we could have a meet and greet / help some people out at the same time.
I love it. Okay, so final 2 questions that we kind of always like to ask. First one is there anything that you have a question about? Like I said, we have the 24/7 live feed updaters. Of course, I'm doing daily live feed update shows every day. With everything happening 24/7 around here for Big Brother, was there anything that you wanted cleared up, or you were like, God, I wish I knew what this scenario was really happening? And it's fine if you don't. I just like to ask, was there anything that you were kind of like, gosh, I wish I knew what was really going on here? It's a little bit different with you because you've kind of been out of the house for long enough that you could have looked it up yourself, but I ask it in case there is.
I don't know. It's tough. I guess I guess here's the thing. So I know Jack was pushing for me to he didn't want to work with me, or exactly he wanted me out. But how much was that partially Jackson too? Did Jackson, because from me, our personal reactions, he never had any blatant things that he did that were mean to me. And there were some clips here and there and whatnot, but for me, he never showed me. And so we had that Tennessee bond, from my understanding, at some points with this. So I was wondering, did the feed see that Jackson was like, you know what, I like Ovi, I'd like to keep him here, or I want to work with him. So I don't know if that was all fake, or that's the only question I have, Nikki.
Okay, so chat, I'm going to say, because I know I have my opinions on things, but I like to, you have hundreds of people in chat, so I want to see what they think the answer is. So you're basically asking, was Jackson against you, right? Is Jackson kind of poisoning Jack a little bit against you? Jackson was against you, says Courtney.
And this is what I already thought, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say yes. I mean, Melanie says yes. I would say yes. It was very clear. Yeah. Jackson, to me, seemed threatened by your relationship with Jack, because Jack was weird about you. Like, sometimes when you were with Jack, he was very like buddy with you and, you know, whatever. But then you would leave the room and then he would like make the comment about you behind your back.
Yeah.
But then there was also other times where you weren't in the room and kind of Jackson was there and he would say something nice about you that always made me think, is this what Jackson has the problem with? Like, is Jackson feeling like you're coming in between him and Jack in some way? So it seems like chat 100% is saying...
and that's what I thought. I just want to see if there was any Tennessee bond at all that I might have missed that he was actually hoping for.
Okay. And when you told when you told them about the power, they wanted to keep you, but Christy said no. Melanie is saying, I don't remember that, but okay. Final question from our town. Is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that you didn't know about yourself before you started playing this game?
I guess the only thing, I was more cemented in who I am. I'm confident in myself, and I don't feel like I need to change who I am for other people. Mm-hmm. And I feel that anything you throw at me, I can still take. And that was I had that feeling about myself, but it was really definitely tried. I had to go through some trials and tribulations in that house to see, like, Ovi, will you break? You know, and some days I cried too, and I'm not ashamed about that whatsoever. But I think there was never a day that I said I'm quitting. I always kept fighting. And I hope people saw that I was never going to lay down and die. And maybe I wasn't fighting in the right direction sometimes, but I was fighting.
Okay, so look, here's what I want to do. I want to give you full screen to say what you want to say to your fans. We'll do the giveaway for the #1 fan. But first, let me remind everybody again, I will do it so much quicker. YourRealityRecaps.com/BB21. Find out where you're placing in the trash draft. Get flashback time, spoiler graphics, our daily Big Brother shows if you missed them live. If you've missed any of our content for this season when we do it live, it is over there on our website. YourRealityRecaps.com/BB21, or you can change that /BB21 for /BB any season you want to see the content for any of our previous seasons. Of course, if you don't have the feeds, get them from us, YourRealityRecaps.com/feeds, or become an updater, YourRealityRecaps.com/updaters, to watch the feeds for free and be part of the YIR family. Just so that you know, we do shows live every single day of the week in 2 places: on YouNow, YourRealityRecaps.com/YouNow, so make sure you are fanning us over there. It's completely free. You'll be alerted when we go live, which is every single day. We do hangout shows, cooking shows, we talk about reality TV, and more over there. And then TV Co, which is where we do all of our Big Brother content for this season. YourRealityRecaps.com/TVCo. Make sure you follow us over there, download the app so you can watch the show and chat when we are live with the house guests, or you can click the link that I tweet out at Reality Recaps on Twitter, and you can watch in a web browser. You just can't chat. Lastly, becoming a patron, great way to help support our shows. YourRealityRecaps.com/patron. Access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows, the after shows with the house guests, like the one we're doing with Ovi in a few minutes, John's cooking shows, giveaway meal kits every single week, and more. YourRealityRecaps.com/PayPal if you want to do one-time donation, or YourRealityRecaps.com/Amazon to start all your Amazon shopping, or just click that ad in the sidebar of our website to go to Amazon. Click any of the ads is always helpful. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, you know, I didn't know where we were going to go this season. We had a really rough start. And I'm just so proud of all of you. The best part of any season for me is being part of this Big Brother community. That is why I've been doing, these shows and this for the past 10 years, is so that you guys could have a place where you could ask your questions and get your updates. And it just means a lot to me that you guys all support it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for that. Keep sharing our stuff on social media. Like, retweet. If you see us on some social media place we're not on, share our content over there. Tell a family member. Download our podcast. Give it a 5-star rating and a nice review on their phone and yours. Thumbs up and subscribe on YouTube. Hit the bell. Leave a comment on our website too. All of that is so helpful. And just thank you all. I'm gonna shut up now and give it to you, Ovi. What do you want to say to all of your fans that are here watching you tonight?
Oh, wow. I guess all I want to say is thank you so much for, showing all the support, the love, and kindness that you've sent me already, whether that's been social media or the people who've talked to me in person. I am sorry I couldn't get any farther in the game, but I appreciate the words of encouragement that y'all give me. Y'all are an incredible community, and it's really cool because I've been part of the community from on the back end of it. So being on this side is really cool. And so down the line, people ask me, do you ever want to return to play this game again? And of course, that experience would be cool. But my feeling is I want to help somebody else get back on this game, have another fan get on this game. I want new blood. So the fans out here, when I'm allowed to talk about it, I love to talk to y'all and help you guys experience the experience that I experienced, and hopefully a little better one. And I just want to give back to y'all because y'all have given so much to me. So I'm really appreciative. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for sending Hannah and my family so much love. And yeah, and one thing is to please never feel like, don't put us on a pedestal or any other reality TV stars on a pedestal. We are people just like you. And if you put us in this pedestal, it doesn't do any good. And it just, the egos of some people get way too big. So we're not special. Thank you so much.
You guys are special. We love you, believe me. The audience that is watching this for the most part, or that are at least here live, they all 100% know that, and I think that's why so many people love you. But where can people follow you? Where do you want people to follow you on social media? Your Twitter is right above you, but do you use Twitter more? Do you use Instagram? Is there something new the kids are doing?
No, yeah, Twitter is the place to follow me, right here at the Ovi Kabir. And then my Instagram is Ovi Kabir, so no Z at there. Yeah, those are the main places. Twitter, I tweet a lot, and here's the thing is, I'll probably tweet now and then about Big Brother stuff, but mostly I tweet about issues going on, funny jokes and memes. So if you don't like that, it might not be the place for you. But and please don't send me any friend requests. I really appreciate them. But my Facebook is private to my family and my close friends, so that's why I haven't accepted any of those. If y'all have been sending me, but Twitter and Instagram, if you send me any DMs, I will be sure to get back to you on that too. I'm still going through them all, but I'm still doing it. So send me a message and I'll respond to you all.
I do the same exact thing. That's smart. I have my Facebook is just family, friends, people I know in real life. But you can, I believe, make a public Facebook thing, which is separate. I want to say congratulations to Michelle M. She's your #1 fan on this show.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, Michelle. I want to remind you guys all, I will be, I'm here every single day. Well, I'm on TV Co every single day talking about Big Brother, but the next time you guys will see me with the house guest is Friday night at 8 p.m. on TV Co, where I will be live with Kemi. And now Ovi and I are going to go head over to the patron group really quickly for an after show. So we will see you guys over there in a few minutes. Bye for now, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Thank you so much.